Hello again, Tone Deaf Monk. I'm bringing you another NFACOUS. I like their stuff, though most of their tunings are, let's see, on the brighter side, neutral brights. And that is exactly what this one is as well. This is called the NM25. This is again from their professional series. So if you're not familiar with this company is, musicians, that's who they typically were supplying or still are. A big part of their research development is geared towards that. And this one specifically is as well. They call this one a dynamic driver stage in-ear monitor. And that's exactly how this is. Now, while this doesn't align with my typical warmy, bassy preferences, I always find something different and unique about these guys' products. A couple things that I've always noted throughout the entire experience with all of their stuff is, on paper, they're bassier than they graph. On the top end, they are typically smoother than they graph, and I always find that quite unique. These are going to be $199 US, a little bit more than the previous model. But here's what you get in the packaging. That's the kind of the box that their presentations are always really good. This one comes with a full CNC machined aluminum shell. Incredibly light. And the shell is medium size. The other thing that I noticed as well that I see, what I like about companies like this, when they put out a professional monitor series, they are telling you straight up what its usage is going to be for, and there's no surprises. They even, ahead of time before these come out, the frequency response curves are given as well. So there's no mystery going on. Some of the other, so I really like the shell. The cables that they do too. So I went off on a tangent here. I was actually going to talk about their ear tips that they provide, which are quite nice. Again, one set, but you get extra small, medium, and large. And the large looks like about a 14 millimeter. So this covers pretty much the entire gamut of people's ears. I thought that was nice. Their little cable, again, is kind of like this really... it's nice. It's a nice little cable. Everything is branded NFACOUS. Comes with 3.5 only, ended, not balanced, because again, professional monitor series. But it also comes with a nice little touch, the full-size 1/4-inch jack as well. Their little pocketable case, which again I find tastefully done. Here I'm using Junu's candy tips. I'll talk about sound here in a bit. Those are very narrow bore, by the way. So cable is nice. Again, no complaints because it's perfectly designed for lightweight and comfort if you were a recording artist or a musician. And let's talk about, let's just, in a nutshell, right? So these are neutral, bright with a lot of top end. I think they're specifically geared towards monitoring, or as an artist, you're going to be a female vocalist, or you're going to be trying to listen to instrumental, especially strings. Not so much cello, because cello is in kind of the lower octaves. I'll pull up a frequency response curve, and you can kind of see that there is a lot of gain into the upper mids and treble. Now, as I said earlier, this set really does sound smoother up top than it actually looks on paper. And there's a couple reasons for that. And One of the things that NFACOUS does is, well, they make their own drivers, as far as I understand. This one's called the MC2L100A. What do they call it? A dual magnetic circuit, dual acoustic chamber, electronic tuning dynamic driver with new dampening system by separate zones. Well, that's typical, but on the basis of large dynamics, it effectively and accurately controls the dynamics of different frequency bands with the bandwidth of up to 40,000 kilohertz, meticulously detailed with high resolution. Going to give them all of that. I don't know about there's nothing in 40K, by the way. I don't think I can hear beyond, I think, 16K for my ears. They also have their little technology called the SRA 2.0 patented technology, which is Selective Reflection Adjustment 2.0, the SRA 2.0. Technology has a creative engineering structure like a physical EQ, precisely attenuates the peak, showing a smoother listening experience with powerful sound and rich details. I love reading about some of these marketing things. Yes, I'll give them that as well. Again, the top end is smoother than it would look on graph paper. It really is quite nice. If you are thinking about this set and you're going to be listening to it for music, well, your preferences would definitely be geared towards female vocalists, and you love string instruments. You are a treble head, and you do not want bass to get in the way. The bass on this set is actually comes forth when there's bass in the track, specifically when there's more bass in the track. And this is also for me, and probably a lot because of that energy up top, a lower volume set. So this isn't something that you would crank up and dial up. I think that's for sure. So, and so they know what they're coming out with. They're very open and expressive about what this case usage would be for this IEM. And I think they did a really good job here for the top end. If you want clarity and details and string instruments, it is resolute. It's fantastic up top. If I wanted to, I listen to violin. I really do like it quite a lot. Not for long periods of time, but just when I'm in that kind of mood. This is a really nice set for that. That's for sure. If you're trying to listen to, and again, this is on the music side, if you were trying to listen to this for music, rap, reggae, hip hop, probably modern music is all kind of out. This is a really specific kind of tuning for a specific kind of listener and usage. But for, I think, what it does do for that top end, and if you do really like your sparkling highs and your details, this is a pretty exceptional set. A really high quality driver, like everything I've come to expect from NFACOUS. And that's exactly what you're going to get. So bass heads do not apply. Treble heads, you will absolutely go goo-goo on this set. Really, really nice top end. I got to say that. Even for me, listening to this, and I just had another full-on session. Here I'm listening to an R2R DAC on tubes. Really smooths it out. Really nice. And I was getting into it. For me, who doesn't really particularly enjoy this kind of tuning, I still greatly appreciate what the NM25 does. And for what it does do, when I was talking about that specific kind of niche tuning, and if you like this kind of tuning, again, this is a set you might want to pick up. Just knowing going into it what you're going to get. This is Tone Deaf Monk. I'm out for now.